Coming up.
What does lymph do in the body?
So lymph is responsible for removing toxins. So cellular toxins.
She's going to teach us today how to do lymphatic drainage of the face.
I feel like a lot of people don't really know exactly how to do it, even if you do have tools like gua sha or jade. I feel like the key components to all lymphatic drainage is gentle, slow, and opening up the lymph ducts first. And you're holding the stone at like a 45-degree angle, and you're letting the weight of the stone apply the pressure. So you're never going to press too hard where you're going to like leave a red mark. So the stone should always be like 45-degree angle. From center of the face, you're going to work out, drain down, out, strain down.
You know, different ways to take care of ourselves, right? Different ways to love our bodies.
We want to invite you to the first annual Munch Bunch Wellness and Rejuvenation Retreat in the Dominican Republic, November 9th through the 12th, 2023. It will be an all-inclusive retreat meant to refuel you, give you a chance to rest, relax, and network with others in our Munch Bunch family. We will also be talking about ways to get out of your own way so you can live your dreams, build your business, and do what you need to do. So check it out. The link is in the description, and the dates are November 9th through the 12th. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Munch Bunch podcast. It's Kimi Nishimoto and Megan Van Noy.
Hello.
And today we have one of my favorite people on the planet, my baby sister, Sierra.
Woohoo!
Sierra is an esthetician in Boise, Idaho. Her practice is called Radiant with Rei. And she's
cute.
It's really cute. And she's going to teach us today how to do lymphatic drainage of the face.
Lymphatic drainage is so trendy now. A little bit about my background. I've been a licensed esthetician. I think this is year 5 now. And I started my solo practice a year and a half ago. But before that, I was at a day spa where they focused a lot on massage. So we cross-trained with massage therapists. And that's where most of my training is. On manual lymphatic drainage. So love it. I do services here on manual lymphatic drainages, but I just kind of wanted to share the basics of it because I feel like a lot of people don't really know exactly how to do it, even if you do have tools like gua sha or jade rolling.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. And actually, I'm glad that you started with a brief intro because we do want to dive all the way in. But before we do, as our special guest, you get to do something very fun with us. We are going to draw our affirmator for the day. Okay, so we've got all of our cards. We're going to make sure that we have the right vibe for this episode. So I'm going to be the card shuffler today, and you tell me when to stop.
Okay, stop.
Okay. I love it. The little things. All right. So cute. So today I'm thankful for all the little moments that cheer me up and make me feel loved and lucky. Big milestones matter, but it's also the little in-between things that remind us how important family and friends are. I never know where these moments will pop up, but they always seem to know how to find me. Do those little moments have a crush on me? And I think that's so fun because today, obviously, we get to hang out with Kimi's family. And we get to talk about taking care of yourself and all the things. So Yay. I'm glad we get to share this moment with you.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Self-care.
All right, teach us how to have beautiful Sierra cheekbones.
Okay, so before you do, one of the big things that we talk about, in myofunctional therapy and kind of holistic health and all of those things, and this is kind of where we all intersect, is, different ways to take care of ourselves, right? Different ways to love our bodies, to treat our bodies. We come from the lens, right, of the nasal breathing, tongue up, chewing, swallowing, lip seal, all that good stuff, right, from the muscular side. But there's a whole other side of the body too. We talk about fascia, but there's also lymph. So, that's why we want to, bring in all the different, we know we're one piece of the puzzle, we're one little part of the universe. And so we like to bring in other people who bring in different parts of the universe as well. So yes, please talk to us about lymphatic drainage, why it's important, how to do it, how to not do it.
Yeah. I love that we pulled that card too, because obviously doing skincare, I like to preach to my clients kind of ritualizing self-care. And even if it's just an extra 5 minutes to massage in your skincare in the morning or at night, it's really important just to take that time to check in and, give yourself that extra love. But so, I'm going to show you how to gua sha, but it's pretty much the same basics of it. So the main things with lymphatic drainage is you want to use super gentle pressure, and you want to move rhythmically, gentle pressure, and then you're going to work from the center out and down. So firstly, the main thing that we're trying to do is relieve swelling and excess edema in our skin.
Okay.
And we start off by opening up like the lymph ducts or stimulating the lymphatic system. So if we're working just with the facial area, you just start kind of on top of your like armpits, and you just like really gentle pulsing pressure. I feel like the key components to all lymphatic drainage is gentle, slow, and opening up the lymph ducts first. So starting at top of armpits, collarbone, under the ear, in front of the ear, and then the temple. So all of these areas you're going to pulse, and you could do it like 10 times is a good number. So really gentle pulsing, and then you can start with the massage. We start working from the center out, so center of the chest right under the collarbones, gentle pressure going out, and then right on top of the collarbone, there's a lot of lymph nodes right here. So you're going to start like gently pulsing down, and say you could do all the movements about like 10 times should be good, but for the sake of our demo, we'll just do a few times. And then you'll take your tool, and you'll first go under the collarbone and then on top. So you're doing really, really gentle, and you're holding the stone at like a 45-degree angle, and you're letting the stone, the weight of the stone, apply the pressure. So you're never going to press too hard where you're going to like leave a red mark. So the stone should always be like 45-degree angle, right? So the stone's doing most of the work. So if you're on the collarbone, you're still going that outwards motion. And then you're going to go up under your ear, which like when you get sick, you that lymph nodes get swollen. So that area, and you're going to go right under the jaw, under the ear, and then drain down to the collarbone. And once you've done that, then you can go from center of the face. You're going to work out, drain down, out, drain down, out, drain down. And then you're working from the full center of the face to front of the ear. And this is where you can get into those sinuses, like wiggly motion too. Out to the front of the ear, and then front of the ear, under the ear, down to the collarbone. So it's kind of like depositing the lymph fluid to like these lymph nodes to drain out and out of your body, basically. Under your eye, you want to be really careful not to drag. Again, you just use like really just the weight of the stone. And up, out, out. This will really help with puffy under eyes or dark circles. Kind of just move the toxins, move the swelling. And you're going to drain it up to the temple. And then, yeah, same motion. You're always just going to go front of the ear, under the ear, down the neck to the collarbone. But finishing with the forehead, out to the temple. And then once you do all those passes, you can do like your brow, like up onto that brow bone. That always feels really good. There's a pressure point right there. And then gently drain over your eyelid. Don't drag your skin too much. And then you always finish draining from the temple, front of the ear, from the front of the ear, under the ear, and drain it down the side of the neck to the collarbone. Drain from the collarbone out, center out, center out, center out. And then that's one side. And then you just do the other side. So, yeah.
It's hard to have a light touch.
I know.
Like I want to like dig in there.
That's the thing too. The gua sha stones are really good for relieving muscle tension, but you have to do the lymphatic drainage first before you can go in and do like any muscle work. The massage therapist referred to lymph as sticky. So if you're pressing too hard, you're going to temporarily collapse those vessels. And so it makes it not effective to do lymphatic drainage. So first you're going to do the gentle pressure out, drain the fluid, and then you can go back in and really just, you know, work on like TMJ, or if you carry tension like in your eyebrows.
We want to introduce the Spot for Tots course, a parent's guide for toddlers ages 2 to 5 for Mini Mayo. We have Megan and Kimi going over nasal hygiene, myofunctional exercises, breathing exercises, tongue-tie healing protocols, and then we have Jenny June going over sleep hygiene, and Kelsey Baker going over feeding therapy and body work. The course is $297, and the link will be in the description.
Yeah, and so there's jade rollers and there's gua sha stones. So what is the jade roller? Like, I guess, what's the difference between the two? Why would you use a jade roller? Why are they always sold together?
Yes. So it's the same type of thing. I like jade rollers if you're more like beginning, because it really just does all the work for you. Because it's rolling and you really just use the weight of the roller itself to do all of the massage. So you don't have to worry about like pressure or anything. You just do the movements, same movements from the center of the face out and down. And that's pretty much it. and it feels really good.
Yeah.
And you can put them in the fridge too, right? To help with swelling.
Yes, cryotherapy, I think. That's what I do. I have like a skincare mini fridge. Put them in there. It feels really good. It helps with inflammation.
Oh, a skincare mini fridge. That sounds like real bougie. Best way possible. The good kind of bougie. Okay, I like that. I like the jade roller because, like, I definitely feel like when I've got a grip on the gua sha, I'm like,
yes. You can go in with the jade roller first, and then you can go in with the gua sha and do like work on your TMJ or, you know.
Speaking of TMJ, will you show us some spots for releasing tension of the TMJ? And then also, you touched on it briefly earlier, but some of the sinus trigger points to help
yes.
sinus.
Yes. Okay, so if we're gonna use the gua sha, which is what I would use if on those certain areas. So again, you're doing all the draining motions first, and then you can go in and kind of do like focus work. So you're pretty much using like the gua sha like parallel to your skin. So we're not like going like this or anything. And you just like rocking motions on those sinuses, on the sides of the nose. And then on the cheekbones, you can find the cheekbone and just go up and around the cheekbone. And like wiggle motions are really good. Right here on top of, what is this muscle called?
Masseter.
The masseter, on top of the masseter. And then you can, this is when you're going to use a little bit of pressure. And you're going to feel that kind of release, that masseter.
I like to open my mouth on that one because I get an even deeper stretch.
Yeah.
That's the good stuff.
But like a rocking almost motion is really good.
And still light touch, right?
Yeah, I mean, like when you're doing the muscle release, you can use a little bit of pressure, but again, you're not going to like super like go ham.
Right.
Because you don't want to create too much dragging on the skin. Yeah, and then anytime you do focus work, you'll just drain afterward. Out and down.
A night out and you're drinking and you wake up with a very puffy under jaw.
Yes. So the main thing you want to do with that, just make sure you're opening those lymph node areas first, using that gentle pressure, and then you're gonna go take your gua sha and really just like hug that jawbone. But again, you're not using so much pressure that you would be able to see like a red mark.
Okay.
So
it's directly at me. She saw me like white knuckling my gua sha, and she was like, "Ma'am, you need to relax."
Yep. So you just like always like a 45-degree angle, and it should feel good. It shouldn't hurt or anything.
Right.
You can even like take like the flat side of it and like push up on that tongue, under the tongue, push that out. And all of this just helps like with any swelling. I've noticed that if a client has chronic muscle tension, they can get kind of like fibrosis a little bit on those lymph nodes, specifically like under the ear. It'll almost feel like spongy or like kind of like scar tissue. So if that's the case, oftentimes I'll notice that they have puffy under eyes or their face is a little bit swollen. And that's because this is blocking the lymph movement. And so you'll want to do really, really gentle scar manipulation. And you'll do that by like gently pinching and rolling.
Oh, you know what? Years ago, I discovered this on myself because it helped to release my masseter. I would kind of pinch and roll up here under my cheekbone and right in front of my ear.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my clients that had jaw surgery, she has a lot of fibrosis under here. So we've been doing that as well. It's just like the gentle pinching and stuff.
Yeah, or I have that. I do a lot of that with like my SEM like my SEM patients. We kind of do like a pinch and roll. But I wonder if I'm telling them to do it too hard because I'm like,
yeah, I feel like always just start gentle because a lot of times it's tender too.
right.
And so just being like intuitive with your body and, you know, if it feels like it's hurting, you know, lighten up a little bit. But traditional like manual lymphatic drainage is the person is using like really light pressure and they're going so gentle where you don't even think it's doing anything. But really that's what's moving the lymph. So
What does lymph do in the body?
So lymph is responsible for removing toxins. So cellular toxins. A lot of times if my clients have acne, I recommend lymphatic drainage because it helps kind of just flush it so that water and nutrients can come to those cells and help them function. But yeah, lymph is responsible for removing toxins.
What do you think about saunas?
Love them. Love them. Just not after like a chemical peel or something.
Skin's been through enough. So what kind of sparked that question, Kimmy? What about saunas is helpful?
Detox.
Yeah, like because a lot of people that have fluid buildup or they retain water, sauna is really helpful at kind of flushing out some of your toxins or decreasing some of the bloat. So I'm curious what you think about sauna.
I think anything that's promoting circulation in the body is going to be good for lymphatic drainage. Like getting massages is good for lymphatic, getting like working out, moving your body. Those are all things that naturally move the lymph. This specifically is, you know, aesthetic wise is really good, you know, contouring your face, getting rid of any swelling, puffy under eyes, dark circles. A lot of times that's why we're using things like jade rollers or gua shas, is for the aesthetics of it. But really just overall living like a healthy lifestyle in general is going to promote.
This is really helpful because like I feel like gua sha, you just kind of watch like an Instagram reel and it's sped up really fast and you're like, cool, I think I know how to use it now. But this is really helpful that you have to think about where the water would go and then where you need to put it. So it's very, very helpful.
Yeah, and then for me, the light feather touch, like let go of your grip. Like
yes, that's why I love the jade rollers because it just does all the work for you. If you just have a jade roller and you want to do some muscle release, you can always just go in and like apply a little bit of pressure, work on that area. Like the cheeks always hold fluid right here too. And then, drain out and down.
I should have switched hands.
Do you have any for nasolabial folds? Like how some people get that crease right here?
Kind of. So kind of just working like the long part of the gua sha stone and just getting in there and like rocking motions are really good. You can go like over the lips, like work on those lip lines. Gentle like lifting motions too. But yeah.
Okay.
I like to use the long part of the gua sha to like really like cup under my jaw to help with that. If like, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So feather light touch. Let the stone weight do most of it.
Yes.
In and out, and then always drain down towards the collarbones.
Yes. So if you split your face down the middle, you're going start from like the bottom. So start at collarbone, and then work your way up, and you're gonna go from center out, down, center out, down, center out, down, center out, down. Yeah, that's the basics of it. And then you go in after the lymphatic drainage to do muscle tension release.
I love it. And then we might have briefly touched on this, but we should be putting some sort of moisturizer or coconut oil or something to kind of keep it slick, right?
Yes. So we should be able to like do it comfortably. So clean face, a little bit of oil is good. You don't want your skin to be like tacky. So if your moisturizer makes your skin tacky, maybe just add an oil on top. But with the oil, that's like a whole nother podcast we can go into. But just make sure to cleanse your skin afterwards if you're using like a really heavy oil.
Okay.
Deal with any breakouts, but
yeah. And speaking of coconut oil, years ago there was like that trend where you should wash your face with coconut oil and wash your hair with coconut oil. I personally did this, and I don't get breakouts, but I had ginormous pimples. As an esthetician, what do you think about that?
Don't do it. Coconut oil is one of the most pore clogging oils out there. So a good alternative is jojoba oil because it's one of the least pore clogging oils. And I feel like it's more common as of recently, and you can honestly just get it at like Walmart. But jojoba oil.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I remember that trend, Kimi, and the like, and you know, oil pulling's obviously still something that's talked about in kind of the holistic space and all of the things. So, yeah, I feel like I haven't heard as much about coconut oil in these more recent years for skincare, and that might be why. But I do know something's supposed to like, so it doesn't like something to make the face a little slick is what we're going for, right? Just not stuck.
That way it can glide and not drag. Yeah. And then just drink lots of water afterwards. After like any type of massage, water will just help flush it and keep you hydrated. So
I love it. My face feels like more relaxed. I definitely feel like I let go of some tension, even though I wasn't like going super intense. But it's
like one side is like very drained now, and now I have to like do this side.
Yeah, I know. As soon as you get off, you're like, okay, I gotta like even this out. So, do you have an Instagram?
Yes. So my business is Radiant with Rei Aesthetics. On Instagram, it's radiant with _Rei, REI. And that's pretty much where all my stuff is at. On Facebook, it's Radiant with Rei Aesthetics.
Okay. I love it. Of course, we'll link that into our episode as well. And of course, if you guys want to find us on social media, you can find us both at the Munch Bunch podcast, and then you can find Kimi at Mouth Muscle Memory. You can find me at NWMFT. One of the big things too that we wanted to announce to everybody, which is also fun because Kimi's sister's here. We are hosting you've probably seen it on social media, you've seen us teasing stuff. We decided that we actually don't get enough time with any of you guys or each other. and our guests, our listeners, our people. And we talk about all the time how important it is to take care of yourself, how important it is to, you know, take risks and have support and be in community and all those things. So we're creating a community that we want to invite you guys all to. And then on top of that, we also are hosting our very first annual wellness retreat in November. In the Dominican Republic, it is November 9th through 12th. We already have tickets sold. So we do have a handful left. If you guys are interested in that, DM us. We'll send you the information. We'd love to invite you. We'd love to invite you to bring a friend. And it is, once you're there, it's all inclusive. It includes an in-depth retreat kind of vibe, right? Where we're going to talk through business and limiting beliefs and goals and talk about creating community and connection. And then also a bunch of fun surprises to help you take care of yourselves. So some inner work, some outside work, and then hanging out with us and creating this community all together, create connections from across the globe. So if you guys want to join us for that or want more information on that, we're going to have everything linked. But we will be excited to be together in the Dominican Republic November. So, you know, get those babies a babysitter. Come with us.
I know. That sounds so fun.
Yes, we're very, very excited.
Yeah.
We've been teasing a bunch on social media. And so we're going to talk about it more on the podcast too, and what it looks like and what it means. And it's open to anybody who's looking for connection, community, and some help taking care of themselves. So we got to take care of ourselves a little bit today. So thank you so much for joining us, Miss Rei. And then we will keep draining our faces.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon for the next Munchy Monday.